Hello, everyone. Once again, I want to just say, reconnecting. I'm disconnecting. It's pretty warm here in San Diego. Man, I'm all glycerin. Ooh, wee. You know what? Tonight, message is going to be the message. This post is about the message to the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. I'm gonna tell you the reason I say it that way is because, um, for a long time, many of us have often sought unity and respect and really trying to build John G. Jones up. I mean, I've been a Mason since 1987. Initiated, passed, and raised in Hosea Lodge number 44, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. And I've been on that journey for a long time, and I feel that sometimes some of us may have a misunderstanding in regards to the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Mason. And I'm just going to throw something at you tonight. The point of the matter is, what's up, Eddie? I appreciate you tuning in, bro. I appreciate you. The point of the matter is, most, if not all, of the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, we're not asking for recognition as far as I know of, as far as what I've come across, as far as what I heard, my own personal experience. We're not asking to be recognized by PHA. We're not saying, hey, here I am, I need you to recognize me. I believe a lot of times, and for most points, is that really we're saying that first of all, we're black men. I don't care what jurisdiction you may be part of, we're black men. And as black men, we should respect each other. So remove the masonry thing out of it, but look at who we are as a people. First, we must pay respect to each other. Secondly, then if you feel that there's a difference in the Freemasonry I may practice versus what you may practice, opening ceremonies and all that, then we can just say, hey, and be gone, be done with that. But for us, who are Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, to even have a misunderstanding amongst ourselves about who's the first and who's the original, that shouldn't really even occur, because we know that we should be all on the same page. The same page is strictly to say this is who we are. Unapologetically, 100%, we're not going nowhere. You know, some like to say, oh, you pop-up Grand Lodges. You know, Masonry is a progressive thing. It doesn't wait on anybody. It doesn't sit idly by because, you know, you've been around 150 years, 200 years. No, Masonry is progressive. So if there's a pop-up Grand Lodge that comes out of nowhere, that's because there were some frustrated Masons who decided to say, you know what, the thing you're doing is not progressive enough. The things you're doing is really hindering Masonry. The things you're doing is really setting us back. So if you got those same rules from 1906, 1980, even 1980, if you got those same rules and they're not progressing you to move forward, yeah, you may have some disgruntled Masons who may say, hey, look, I'm good. You know, we got 43, 100, or whatever the count may be. It's none of my business, but I understand some of you get upset about the count and the number. So you may have some of these Masons that may come together and say, look, this is what we need to do to progress Freemasonry. And this is why you get Grand Lodges having a miscommunication, misunderstanding, because there are members within your own jurisdiction who says that, look, you know, you're not progressive enough. You're not aggressive enough for what we're trying to accomplish as a body. And as a Grand Master, you may see it differently. You may say, well, hey, you know, let's slow it down. Let's take it a little bit slower. So what you need to do is have programs in place. You know, not just community programs, but you need to have programs in place for your members. You know, whether it be a school of instructions, whether it be a teaching on another aspect of Freemasonry, you have to consider it. You have to consider all of that. But for us, who are Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, to continue to think that, you know, because you started something or because you may have put it out there, that, you know, other people may want to take hold of it. No, we're in this thing together. You have to understand, if a train is moving and it's going in a direction, you want to be on that train, you hop on that train. You know, you hop on that train. It's not that you're trying to take the train over. It's a movement. And a movement doesn't happen with one person. It happens with multiple people. And that's what we have to look at. So my message is that to all of us who are black, ancient, free, and accepted Masons, if we're going to do anything, if we're going to move forward, we have to say this is who we are unapologetically and move forward. Don't even worry about what other people may say. And that's how we have to take it. For me to look back and say, oh, brother, no, no, no. Everybody is not your brother, by the way. Even in your own jurisdiction, everybody is not your brother. Everybody doesn't look at your task and say, man, I want to be part of that. Because they don't see your vision. They don't see your vision, and they're not going to help you along the way. As a matter of fact, that person in your lodge may be trying to take you down. So you need to definitely take a look at that. Oh, Finley, brother, you know what? Hey, man, I'm on vacation, so you just hit me up. You text me, you call me if you got my number. So, once again, I'm going to say this. Everybody is not your brother. Everybody in Freemasonry, in your lodge, is not looking out for your best interest. You know, I was in Chicago this past weekend. I want to send a big shout out to Brother Amos. I would tell you that he's doing a tremendous job. And to all of those Grand Lodges of the ancient, free, and accepted Masons of the various General Grand Masonic Congresses, we all may have our issues, but the thing we have in common is the thing that's going to keep us together, and that's the fight to unite. I said the fight to unite. That's the thing that's going to keep us together. That's the thing that's going to really charge us along. So if you are president of a General Grand Masonic Congress, if you are the most puissant sovereign Grand Commander of a United Supreme Council, organized 1895, 96, something like that. If you are that person, you have to be able to go outside of your boundaries. What happens is a lot of us get stuck inside our boundaries and we don't never go outside, so we don't know. We never experience things. And some of us are in our states. We never leave or go outside of our states. We're there. This is my Grand Lodge. This is my state. I don't go outside of it unless it's a Grand Lodge thing. No, you have to, as a Mason, you have to be able to move past that. Some people are not going to like you. They're going to talk about you and try to expose the things about you that they can't stand about themselves. That's a fact. So people will say, well, Hawkins, you can't go and, you know, you're doing too much. You know what? If I listen to a lot of people in life, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And I'm happy where I'm at right now. I tell you, I'm happy. And it's not to brag, but I'm blessed and I'm happy to be where I'm at. And not only monetarily, but spiritually, motivatively. You know what? I'm going to leave it at that. So we have to look past that, brothers. If we're gonna push this movement forward called the Black the Masons, okay, we have to get more of our brothers in the seat of power, meaning government. Brother, unless they get out there and run and don't have a jacked up record, they're not going to be elected to anything. Unless, on the other hand, unless they go ahead and get the education that's going to back them up, then they can do it. But we have to apply ourselves. You know, if we're going to do anything as a people, strictly speaking to the Black, ancient, free, and accepted Masons, if we're going to do anything, you have to go out. You have to put yourself out there as a leader. And trust me, when you do that, darts are going to come. They're going to come from the back and they're going to come from the side. So if you're going to consider yourself a leader amongst the ancient, free, and accepted Masons, be it a Grand Master, be it a most puissant sovereign Grand Commander, you must realize everybody is not on your side. You're going to get dots coming from the back and from the front. But I'll tell you this. A person who gives you their word, it should be their bond. A person who gives you their word should be their bond. If their word is not their bond, then you need to let them go. If a person gives you their word and it's not their bond, you need to let them go. Now, if they're man up or woman up to come to you and say, you know what, I couldn't do it, bro. I'm sorry, sister. I couldn't make it happen. I'm sorry. That's understandable. But when you give your word about trying to make something happen, when you're trying to improve on and move forward, and then you just fart on it, no, it ain't happening. It just isn't happening. That's the thing. I thought I saw something else. But anyway, So, I had to get that out first. That's my message. I had to get that out. Is the Nation of Islam connected to Masonry? Okay, brother Finley, you. Okay, let's answer that question. It is very similar. The Nation of Islam is very similar to Freemasonry. Trust me on that. You can say whatever you want to say. It is very similar. The women sit on one side, the brothers sit on one side, right? You have ministers, you have grand masters. You have my brother Farrakhan, the most puissant sovereign grand commander. Similar. They have drill team competitions, we have Shriners competitions. Very similar. Very similar. But once you understand Islam, the crescent, once you understand that, then you're going to be all right. You're going to have a better understanding of a whole lot of stuff. How can one be a Muslim and then go to church at the same time? That's for real. What's up, Brother Maddox? Greetings. That's for real. So we really have to stand up and be bold. But let me tell you this here too. If you know your constitution and bylaws to your Grand Lodge, and you find that the person in charge, like your Grand Master, is not really abide by them, really want to kick them to the side, you're going to have to stand up along the way. And people are not going to agree with you. Hear me clearly. If you are trying to abide by the rules and regulations of your jurisdiction, and you're doing this, everybody is not going to agree with that. They're not. Even on a national level. Even when you're trying to do right on a national level. I'm talking to your United Supreme Council. I'm talking about your Congress of Grand Lodges. Even when you're trying to do right on those levels, everybody's not going to be on your side. I'm just telling you straight up. Even in your own state, they're not going to be. So you need to be careful about who you tell your dreams to. You need to be careful about who you tell how you're going to progress in this order. Because, it's as beautiful as Masonry is, as much as I enjoy the craft, I've found out, and I've been knowing for a long time, everybody is not your brother. Everybody is not your sister. You need to understand you can't tell the secrets of a Master Mason to everybody. You can't tell the secrets of a fellow craft to everybody. You cannot tell the secrets of an inter-apprentice to everybody. And it's not even what you think. Now, I can break that down very simply. The secrets of an apprentice is not what you think, and so is the fellow craft, and so is the Master Mason, because you're thinking the person has to be a Master Mason in order for me to tell my secrets to. And you probably don't even know the secret. Now, that's a whole nother story. I can get into that real deep, because that's something totally just, if you can't break it down, you're not going to get it and you're not going to understand it. You see, I'm a living witness that all will not be on your side. That's true, bro. And so am I. And I'm quite sure a lot of us on number 23. What's up, bro? How you doing, brother Maddox? Once again. But I'm quite sure a lot of us understand that. I was checking something out on one of the Facebook groups. It's off the subject, but is there a thing where a man can be made a Mason on site? Yes, there's such a thing that a person can be made a Mason on site. However, there are protocols to that. There are protocols to it. And one of the protocols you must realize is that in this jurisdiction, I'll only speak of my jurisdiction, that if a Mason is going to be made a Mason on site, there must be other Masons around to witness this. And not only that, it's going to be pre-done as far as that person already, there's going to already a script written for that. So it's not like somebody comes up and say, I'm going to make you a Mason on site. No, it's already a pre-script written where that's going to take place and how it's going to take place. But yes, a person can be made a Mason on site if they fit the bill to be a Mason. And I even tell you this now. Everybody doesn't fit the bill to be Masons. I would say that if you have an interview committee that goes out and interview people in regards to Freemasonry and want to become a Mason, please, guys, ladies, sisters, look into their background, because I'm going to tell you, Masonry has allowed some to come up into their organization. They have. I don't care what your jurisdiction is. We've allowed some people to come up in here, and boy, they will tear you apart. So it's very important that if you are on the committee that interview people for your jurisdiction to be Masons, please go to their home, see how they live, see if they have a decent job, because I'm going to tell you, it can become a financial drain. Good evening, brothers. Hey, what's up, brother Jackson? Albert, yeah, good evening. Appreciate you. It can be a financial drain on a lodge when they're trying to assist or aid a brother. It really can. So I would say that when you're doing an interview with a brother, you know, I would say know if they have a full-time job or a job period, legalized job. Know that they can contribute to your lodge. Know that you can contribute to their lives too. It's a two-way street. You just can't just, when a brother becomes a Mason, shove some tickets in his face and say, okay, I need you to sell some tickets. No, you got to be able to give that person something. And that's my thing. You just give the individual something. He's becoming a Mason. She's becoming an Eastern Star. You got to give them something. Not just tickets in their hand. No. It's much more than that. But a lot of us want to do that. Good evening, Brother Brown. You know, a lot of us want to do that. The first thing we want to do, a person becomes a Mason, Eastern Star, here's some tickets, and I got a function in 2 weeks, sell 3 or 4 tickets. No. Give them something they can gravitate to, they can pull to, they can grab to. At the next meeting, you need to give a lecture. I don't care if you're an apprentice, fellow craft, or a master Mason. When you're going up, I don't care if you're points on the star. When you're going through your ritualistic work, I would suggest to any matron, I would suggest to any master Mason that those individuals who are going up, not only do you Q&A them, they should be able to give a lecture on those degrees. To some extent, you just can't, because a person can spit some stuff out to you with, and oh, well, you going up next month. No, this is just my opinion only. In this jurisdiction, it takes a brother a year to go from inter apprentice to fellow craft. I mean, a year from inter apprentice to master Mason. A whole year. As it should. I mean, because if anything sooner, and I'm not saying that some brothers can't comprehend it, can't grab hold to it, but you know what? You have to learn to wait with patience. And even if it takes a year, it's going to come like that. Good evening, Brother Mac. What's up? What's up, bro? Greetings, greetings. So even with that being said, that brother who's waited that length of time to get to that degree, he's going to appreciate it more. You know, that sister who's waited 6 months, who's waited 3 months to become an Eastern Star, she's going to appreciate it because she understands the patience of waiting to become and to get in and to be part of. But when we rush somebody along, when we push somebody along, when we do whatever we do to try to bring the numbers in, we're missing what we're actually trying to do. I don't care how many are in your Grand Lodge. We're missing what we're trying to do when we do that. The ideal is for us to bring a brother along, to bring a sister along, so they will be able to understand exactly what the craft and order is all about. But we messed that all up because we want them to hurry up. We need the numbers in here. No. I heard somewhere a guy had almost got raised, but needed the money back because his bills. So, this brother was about to become a Master Mason, but because he needed his money back for the bills, he didn't get raised. Now, here's the thing. Brothers, if you are in the Fraternal Order of Freemason, and you know you got bills to be paid, legitimately speaking, my dues won't get paid this month. I will go to the lodge and I would explain to them, look, due to certain circumstances beyond my control, at this time I would not be able to pay my lodge dues. On this date, I would pay my lodge dues. You can do that. But hold up now. Some of you are very slick at that. You're slick. You do this 2 and 3 times in a row. No. If you don't have a job, you shouldn't be a Mason. And I say that because how can you help me if you're not financially able to do anything for yourself? If things ain't in your corner, how can you help me? I'm just throwing it out there. And I think and I believe and I would hope that all Masons, I'm not talking about brothers who are in their 60s, late 50s. I'm talking about you youngsters in your 20s and 30s and 40s and early 50s. If you are a part of this fraternal order, if you are a part of a lodge, you should have a decent job to aid and support your lodge. A lot of people want to get things from the lodge. You know, well, I paid $50 for this, so I want the money back. And I paid $30 for this, so I want the money back. No, bruh. If you want to see progress and you did something for the lodge and it cost you $50, it cost you $30, hey, put that on my dues. Don't even put that on my dues. Don't even worry about it. You know, but for you to go back to your lodge and say, because I donated such and such, you owe me $50, you're a waste. You're a waste. If you work in the weed store, can you become a Mason? I don't see why not. It's a job now, especially in California, baby. If you work in a weed store, it's a job. You call it what you want. But in California, it's legalized. You know, it is what it is. You know, and if it's legal, it's legal. And I don't have no gripes with it. Just don't come to the lodge meeting lit up. No, don't do that. No, please don't go to your lodge meeting saying I just got off work and you lit. Really? Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. And trust me, there's some brothers that just may do that. You know, but I would hope not. But my message, my thing is this topic is about the message to the black, ancient, free, and accepted Masons. And I would say this, because I know what I'm talking about. A lot of us may have issues in our jurisdictions and our grand lodges. I would tell you to push the envelope. Push the envelope to make sure that the rules are followed. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's your wishful master, your grand master, your junior warden, senior warden, the most puissant sovereign grand commander, president general. If your organization have rules, they have bylaws, and the leadership doesn't follow them, you have to push the envelope. You just can't sit idly by and say, well, I guess it is what it is. This is, you know, no, it's not is what it is. No, you don't sit idly by. Look, you invest in this organization monetarily with your time. My time is valuable to me. So don't sit idly by because your Grand Lodge has done something you know it was jacked up. But you didn't say anything because you want to go along to get along. No, I'm saying something. I'm a dues paying member. All right, that's number one. I'm a dues paying member. And I haven't broken any rules, but you, Grand Master, you, President General, you of the United Supreme Council, you broke rules. And then you're going to look at me, and you're going to get upset at me because I'm trying to hold you to those rules? Come on, Master Masons. Come on, Inspector Generals. Come on now. You know, that's the thing. People get on these high horses. I'm the Grand Master, and what I say goes. No, it is not what you say goes. If you have a Grand Master and he's saying what he say goes, you as a man need to check him. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there are rules that governs your Grand Lodge. There are rules that even governs the Grand Master. And you have to hold that Grand Master. You have to hold that Grand Matron accountable, sisters. This is for you too. I should have said message to the sisters and the brothers, but no. This message is for any individual who's a Mason in a Masonic Lodge. I was disconnected. But anyway, we have people in the fraternal order who's not looking out for the benefit of those very members who they said in their own obligation that they would do certain things. No. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm going to say this. Now check this out. So there are some Grand Lodges, when the members come in, they do memorization work. And some don't do memorization work. I would tell you, brother, if you are in order, learn and memorize the works. That's just me to you. If you are new to the Masonic order, I don't care what jurisdiction you're in, learn and memorize the works. If you are new to the Masonic order, regardless of your jurisdiction, memorize the works. Have them to give you works to memorize. Fellowcraft, Enter Apprentice, Master Mason, have them to give you that memorization. You need to memorize some works, because wherever you go as a Mason, there's going to be some Q&A somewhere along the line. And I would tell you, even as an Enter Apprentice, learn and memorize the works. Not just the history of your organization, but the works itself. How shall I know you to be a Mason? What makes you a Mason? You know, what's the perfect... I'm putting it all out there, but you have to know what you're talking about. That's a better way of putting it. You have to know what you're talking about. Because I know if I come across you, you're an Inspector General, and I know you're an Inspector General, we're going to have that conversation. And most time what people do is, you know what, I can't right now, I'm having a little drink. Don't even do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just saying. I just had a moment. Don't do it. You're an Inspector General. You're the highest. You're the cream of the crop in Freemasonry. Regardless of your jurisdiction, if you are a 33rd Inspector General, purple crown, white crown, Knights of Kadash, red crown, if you are that, some jurisdictions have different colors, but if you are that 33rd, be it honorary, be it what, you're that 33rd, you are supposed to be able to give a lecture on the spot in regards to Freemasonry. That's truth. So I know 33rds walking around, they can't even give you a lecture on the first and second, third degree, but they got the 33rd. But I'm just saying, if you are that person, you need to tighten your game up. You really do. How can you call yourself an Inspector General and you can't even elaborate principles of Freemasonry, first 3 degrees? You can't give a lecture right off the top, let alone talk about the Scottish Rite or York Rite. You should be able to give a lecture on point in regards to degree work without even picking up a book. If you are an Inspector General, that's my opinion. What's up, Brother Lowe? I appreciate you coming in, man. I appreciate you. But that's my opinion. You know, we got 33rds walking around. They didn't pay for their 33rds. And you know who I'm talking about. And you know who you are. If you got a 33rd ring on and you can't even elaborate or give a lecture on any other degrees only, you need not to even have that conversation. If you are a sublime prince of the 32nd degree and you can't even tell me or elaborate on that degree, we need not to have that conversation. You know, and that's the thing. That's what happens a lot of times. People are, they get into the upper houses, what we call upper houses, or appending bodies of the Freemasons, which is, I would consider the, you know, you have first, second, and third grade. That's like grammar, whatever. Then you have the college. York Rite and Scottish Rite would be your college. But we get there and then, you know what? You don't know nothing. You don't know jack. You didn't pay your way to go up. Yes, you heard me say it. Some of them have paid their way to go up. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. And you know that you paid your way to go up. Because I know as well as you know that in some jurisdiction, it will cost you anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 to become a 33rd. I know this. I'm not talking on something that I'm guessing. I'm telling you what I know, what I personally talked to prediction. He said, good. Politics, huh? Yes. But I'm just saying, you know, you do. You know, people go, oh, I'm a 33rd, but can't even talk about the degree. Or I'm a Knights Templar, but you don't know nothing about Knights Templar. Or I'm a Knights of the East and West. Or I'm this. Or you can't even elaborate on a degree work. You know, I'm a mark, what's they call, super excellent master. You know, I'm I'm all up on the York right side. But you can't even talk about the works. You can't give a lecture on the works. You can't tell me the working tools of the work. But you walking around with this 33rd on your finger. No. Time out. You know, it's just time out. I mean, we need to get real about the organization or just get out the organization. That's my thing. Get real or get out. And for those of you who have my phone number, it's cool. I don't mind you text me first, and then we can have that conversation. I don't mind. And that's the thing about me. All the knowledge, all the books I have, when I'm dead and gone, that shit is still here. So I'm gonna try to give everyone understand what masonry is and isn't, you know, and understand that and build on it. I'm gonna tell you. So this week, I was in Detroit, right? True story, true story. So I'm in Detroit, and we're coming across country. I'm not gonna tell you exactly where about, but we rolling back to Cali, right? And man, I ain't gonna tell you who was driving, but the person who was driving had their feet stuck in the gas, literally stuck in gas. This is a true story. Just happened about 3 or 4 days ago, and we rolling, and so when we roll up on somebody, and them lights come on, whoop, 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 we like, God damn, this is true, bro. This happened this weekend. We're like, oh my goodness. So he comes around to the car. He pulls us over. He said, well, do you know how fast you were going? Now, you know, we're going to say we don't know. We don't know how fast we're going, right? So I'm like, oh my goodness. I know this ticket here. Whew, this ticket right here is going to be like, ooh wee. That's for real. So what's up, bro? So we like kicking it, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I told my boy, I ain't giving no names, but he know he is. I said, hey man, pop your hat on. Pop your hat on. I did. He popped his hat on. Police came back to the, oh shit. Anyway, the officer came back to the car. He came back to the car. He said, you know what I clocked you at, right? We was like, wow, you know, didn't know, officer. He said, well, this is what I'm going to do. Once he wrote that ticket out, I was like, oh, yes, there's a God. Let me tell you. Thank you, officer. I appreciate it. Drove on off. Let me tell you, bro, if you carry yourself as you should carry yourself, it's great to be a part of this fraternal order. I'm just saying. And I'm going to leave it where it's at. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever had that experience, but no lights. You're right. There was no lights on the car. They was inside the car. The lights was, I'm talking about the police lights, was inside the car. He had no lights on his car at all. And we rolled right on past it. Now, if you're speaking of lights being on our car, no, we didn't have any light on our car. It was all rental. It was all rental. However, once he put that on, officer came back. He was like, this is what I'm going to do. Look, I am so for real. I am so for real. I maybe shouldn't even telling the story, but I was so like, wow. I was like, yeah, this one got to be told. This is the truth. But I'll tell you what, that's the beauty about the organization. I don't care what you say. You know, to me, that's the beauty about the organization. And I know people will say, well, you know what, this, and this. I don't care. This is what I really like about the organization. For those who are true to the organization, you know, itself. Masonry is bigger than where you at, so you can say, I don't care what jurisdiction that person may have been in. I don't care. The ideal is that that person saw favor. You know, thanks be to God, however you want to put it. That person saw favor, okay? My ring saved me one time. Hey, bro, absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, when people talking about you're not recognized, when people are talking all that other stuff, enjoy masonry. I'm telling you, regardless of what people say, you need to, as an individual, as a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star, enjoy the order, enjoy the craft. That's what we need to do. But too many times we get caught up. She said, you know, watching other people doing this. Enjoy the organization. It's a beautiful organization, but your leader must also understand that he or she has to abide by those same rules you are called to abide by. They can't be that person that says, well, you know what? Because I said it, it goes. No, it is not because you said it, it goes. What does the rules and regulations say? There's a process that we must follow. And because you're a grandmaster, if whatever you're telling me to do don't fall within the guidelines, then no, we're going to have issues. And a lot of times what happens on a national level, people get afraid. It's time out for being afraid. It's time to step your game up. It really is. It's just time to step your game up. That's how I see it. So, you know, my message once again is that, brothers, if, it just came to mind, if your standards are way up here, boom, and somebody else's standards is way down here, don't come down. Hear me clearly. If your standards in masonry is way up here and somebody else is down here, don't you come down. You hold your shit up. I'm just saying. And I say that because I seen something this weekend when I was at my United Supreme Council settings. And it bothered me. It was disturbing. You know, I've been in it a long time, since 1987, you know. But to see that my standards is here and yours is here, I'm not coming down. No, I'm not coming down. You're going to have to raise your standards. And what happens, brothers and sisters, we lower our standards. And we get what we get in our fraternal lodges, in our chapters. Hey, bro, if they allow you to wear your light on your work shirt, on your shirt, work shirt, short. Hey, I ain't got no issue with it. The problem, the thing is do your company have an issue with it? If you decide to wear your emblem on your shirt, your work shirt now, you got to find out if your company have an issue with that. And if they don't, then what's wrong with wearing that? You know, that's who you are. That's who you are. But as I was saying, though, don't lower your standards to another member's standards. They got to rise up. If you're gonna, if you want to move this organization forward, if the movement is going to be real, you're going to raise. We're going to have to raise our standards. We're not going to lower our standards. You know, we're not. That's just my opinion. No, I'm not. I found myself at a lodge meeting about October last year. I was visiting a lodge, and because they was doing something that I knew that it wasn't right. It wasn't Masonically. I just sit back, and they asked me, "Why you not saying anything? You're doing it the wrong way. And if I interfere with you in your lodge, then I will be out of place." If you go visit somebody else's lodge and you know that they're like doing something that's, don't say anything. You're a visitor. You may not want to go back next time, but you are a visitor in their lodge. And you have to look at it from that point of view. You really, really do. And keep it moving. Because if you don't, you're going to be messed up. But hey, check this out. I got a book for you. Get this book here. And this book is called Design Upon the Trestle Board. The name of this book is called Design Upon the Trestle Board. Bruh. Ooh-wee. Some of you may not be ready for that one. I'm still in it right now. You know, I've just going in it, I've learned a lot. And I would suspect that if you have books, start yourself a library. Sisters, start yourself a library. What's the name of the symbols on the book you recommended? This book is called Design of the trestle board is the name of the book. Now, the symbols on the book you should recognize. I'm just saying, you should recognize these symbols on the book. Okay? If you don't, then I don't know what to say for you. If you don't, if you're a Mason, you don't recognize those symbols on that book. Today is Monday, Red Cup Day. No, you recommended a symbol book. Oh, let me hold on. I'm back. A lot of you should already have this book. This is a nice book to have in your library. This book is called The Craft and the Symbols. You know, you've been initiated, passed, and raised. This is a good book to have. The Craft and the Symbols, you know, for the Master Mason. For the Master Mason, okay? And here's the thing. So I know there are some Masons. I know there are individuals who are not Mason watching the page. And they may be hearing what I'm saying. They may be saying, damn, that shit is deep. I like that. I'm going to go get this book. Let me tell you, go get the book. Go get the book. But you're going to run up on somebody like me, and I'm going to Q&A you. I'm going to ask you for certain things. And when you can't produce, then I'm just going to dismiss you. That's how you do that. Because there are a lot of people out there, what I call book Masons. They know that shit, bro. Q&A, they will whoop you up. But let me tell you, there is something that they don't have that you have as a Mason. That regardless of what they say, and they may just, because they can get books now off the internet, got that grip, got everything in it, and they know it. They know it verbatim. But here's the thing. They have never experienced it. And you have something that they don't have. And I don't have to tell you what that is because you should already know. Password, bruh. Bruh. The password, you can get the password out of, you could order, I don't even have to be a Mason to order Freemasonry material and get the password. That's truth. Now, the process is that me being initiated, passed, and raised should set me apart from those who have not had that experience. And you, my brother, is going to have to understand how is that, Brother Hawkins, Brother Muhammad? Look, when you experience being initiated, passed, and raised, it's different than reading a book. It is. You can break that down. It's a whole nother feeling when you're in the chamber of reflections. Whole nother thing. Okay, so you're saying, but Tony, isn't that what mainstream is doing to the ancient? Hell, they don't even try the ancient. Bruh. Oh, wow. Bruh, you right. A lot of us don't try each other. Iron sharpens iron. It really does. Iron sharpens iron. And the process is, and this is my opinion only, is that if I meet a brother and he's not partaking in any type of way, but we know, we're going to step aside from everybody else and we're going to have a little Q&A. And let me tell you this here. I have my own way of doing my thing, and it's not from the book. I'm asking you, if you've been initiated, passed, and raised, you should develop your own way of communicating because everybody can get a book now. Hey, what's up, Brother Mac? Yeah, everybody can get a book now. And boom, they got the passwords, they got the grips, they got the signs, they got all of that. But the experience, and not only the experience, but you should have in your possession something that no other Mason has. Well, all Masons should have this in their possessions. All Masons should have this one thing in their possession. And then they will know where you come from. So regardless of whatever book So regardless of the book that they may have. But this right here, boom. That says everything. I'm just saying. A book, you can pick it up, read it. You can watch this video and give you some insight about Freemasonry. But if you don't have that, then we're not having this conversation, period. Yeah, some call it dues card. Some call it traveling pass. You know, that's just me. I carry also a Masonic passport. I like that. I carry a Masonic passport to wherever I go visit, whatever lodges I visit, they sign that passport or they stamp it. That's me. But do you ask for theirs or give yours first? Oh, I'm asking for yours. Oh, I'm asking for yours, bruh. Hey, let me see that. Oh, well, you don't have one, but I do. So we can't. No, we're good. We're good. I'm going to leave it at that. No, I'm asking for yours first. Mine for yours, however you want to put it. However you want to put it. But I'm pulling it up. And if you can't produce, then we're not having this conversation. We're not. And this is, and I would say this here. In this jurisdiction, everyone who becomes a Master Mason gets a passport, a Masonic passport. Because as a Mason, you should travel. You should go outside of your boundaries and visit other lodges. You should do that. That's just me. That's just me to you. You should do that. And let it be where it's at. Because if you're not doing that and you're just where you're at, you're not really, in my opinion, enjoying Freemasonry. You're just glossing over it. I want to get down to the dirt. I want to wallow in that. I want to just enjoy Freemasonry, you know, and I would encourage you to do exactly that. And along your way, along your trip, along your journey, along as you walk upon the level of time to which every Mason is doing, as long as you're doing that, enjoy the organization and watch those around you too, because everybody is not your brother or sister. So please be aware of that. Oh, Masonic passport. You know what? There's a, I'm going to come back on right now. I have to go and get it. But there is a place, a business that I actually got my Masonic passport. I think Lourdes may have them too, but the one I have, man, it's just like a real passport. It is literally like a real passport. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back. All right. I had to go get it. So look, this is mine right here. Oh, I've had it for a long time, but this is mine right here. It's, hey, bruh, put your picture in there and everything. It's a great thing. I think that it really, when you give that to a newly raised Master Mason as part of their package, it really inspires them to enjoy the craft. You know, when you're able to say, here's your Masonic passport, you're now free to travel. Really? Yeah. And here are the lodges that you can go to. Here's where you can go. Here are the lodges here and there. You know, it really gives them like, wow, you know, this thing here that I'm a part of is bigger than where I'm at. You know, the thing is when you can't offer that to your members, you're going to have a problem. in my opinion, when you cannot offer to your members places they can go and visit besides their own, you're going to have a problem. That's my message. That's just part of the message. You know, if all you ever got is where you're at, oh, you're going to have a problem. It's plain and simple. Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to recognize your Grand Lodge. Everybody's not going to recognize your lodge. But I tell you what, Masonry is bigger than where you at. Oh, I appreciate that, bruh. I appreciate that. Yeah. He said my passion is deep. Bruh, I'm going to say this here. Being a part of this craft now over 30 years, I've had a ball. I've met some great people. I've had a chance to be influenced by some great people who are dead and gone. And that's the joy of the fraternal order. Why do you think Filipinos want to be involved with an all-Filipino lodge? You know why? Because it is that bond that they have as Filipinos. I know lodges that are strictly of Jews. It's a Jew lodge. And they have that fellowship of being Jews. That's who they are. You know, so they bring that culture along with them to Freemasonry. You don't take that away from them. You know, most of us who are ancient, free, and accepted Masons, it's about being with us that makes us who we are. People may want to capitalize on that and say, well, you know, this. No, being a part of the ancient, free, and accepted Masons makes us who we are. That's what we want to be a part of. So you have to be 100% unapologetic about who you are, regardless of what people say. Because people are going to say a whole lot about the Filipino lodge, a whole lot about the Jewish lodge, a whole lot about your lodge. So you have to be, I don't care what you say. This is who I am. But isn't that creating more division than what we already have? No, it's not. See, Freemasonry itself is the bond. That's the bond of the brotherhood. United Brotherhood Grand Lodge of San Francisco, California. That's right, Brother Maddox. You know, so the bond is what brings us together. That's the bond of the Freemasonry. Okay? Now, the next thing is going to happen is that does this lodge I'm about to be part of, can it add to me? Can I add to it? You know, that's what we have to ask ourselves. Brother, do you give live do you go? No, I don't go live every Monday. No, it varies. But what I'm saying is this: the all Mexican lodge, the all Filipino lodge, the all black lodge, the all white lodge, the all Jewish lodge, the all whatever lodge. It doesn't separate us, bruh. Everybody wants to be amongst those who loves themselves. You know, we do. I want to be in a lodge to where I have the connection to call up the Worshipful Master and say, hey, bro, you know what? Can I have a minute of your time? He says, hey, give me a few minutes. I'll call you back. Or yes, what can I do for you, Brother Hawkins? What can I do for you? Or maybe I can call up the Grand Master and say, look, I'm part of such and such a lodge. I know we have a big organization. You may not even know the lodge. But hey, we all want that. We all want that connections as men. Too many times we allow women to come in and man, they just, that's why in some organizations, former Masonry, women, you swore that you would not recognize a lady. You swore you would not do these things. But there are lady Masons and they're deep. Oh, yes. There are female Masons and they know probably more about Masonry than you do. So don't even trip and say, oh, I didn't know. I'm letting you know there are female lodges in Israel, across the world. There are, and they are not Eastern Stars, and they will not become Eastern Stars. Brother Tony, you remember talking about Lieutenant Commander Al Blind. Oh, I talked to him some time ago. That was some time ago. Can you please share with me where did Mason originate from? All right, Brother Matt. So, you got me changing this whole subject. So, in my professional opinion, in my own research, in my own doing, Masonry itself originated out of Africa, the continent itself. Now, I would encourage you or anybody else, if you don't believe me, if you don't, you do your own research and you come back and tell me what you found, because that's what I found. I mean, the stands, the hands, the aprons, all of that, the collars, all of that. All of that, you know. People can say what they want to say, but yes, Kemet, yes. You know, the Grand Lodge of Luxor, yes. All of that. You can go and do your own research and you tell me what you found, because that's what I found for myself. Now, if something else come up and I find it to be truthful and it's legit and blah, blah, I'll share it. But right now, the continent of Africa is where it all started. And I can prove that through your ritual. Yes, if you are a Master Mason, you have a Masonic ritual, open up and read it. And then you come tell me where it's from. That's truth. You can take that or let it alone. No problem, bruh. Brother Hawkins, do the Memphis Rites deals with the African... Oh, yes! Oh, my Grand Master was over here yesterday, right? And he had this book. I'm going to have to get it. He has this book on the Memphis Rites of Mizraim. And man, ooh-wee, it was deep. Now, I have my own one here. I have mine here. This is my own book right here on those degrees. It says you can read that for yourself. It says the Ancient Primitive Rites of Memphis Mizraim. This is a whole Masonic ritual. But let me tell you, bruh, ooh, he had one over here yesterday. My Grand Master, he wouldn't leave it with me. He got some of my books. He should have left me that one, you know. And it was deep. I enjoyed reading what I read. And do I know the name? Nope, I don't even know the name. And it need me tripping. I don't know it. I wish I did, but I don't. So, I would encourage, once again, brothers, memorize your works. I know that some Grand Lodges don't require you to, but if you're really going to get out, if you're really going to go about the fraternal order itself, know the works. Now, I don't know what, shucks. I was looking for a towel. I don't know in regards to mainstream Grand Lodges, whether they require members to memorize works or not. Some may or some may not. But the message to the Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons is good to memorize your works. It really is. Because a lot of us enjoy Masonry that way. We like to be able to have that conversation of the Q&A. You know, that's the beauty to some of us. And some of us just ain't ready for the Q&A. You know, you may claim to be, but some of us just isn't ready. You know. So, you know, think on that for a minute. Respect to the order. Just saying, think on that for a minute. So, you know what? I've been on here for a minute. So if anybody else got anything else they want me to talk about, share with me, let me know. And we'll get it in. Today is Monday. Just got back from Detroit. In Chicago. I was also in Chicago. I had a great time with Brother Amos out of Chicago, New Jerusalem Grand Lodge. Grandmaster Cheeks, his Grandmaster of State. Had a great time with him. And I enjoyed the fellowship. Had the opportunity to visit John G. Jones' gravesite. And bruh, you know, if you are Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, you should go and visit that gravesite. I encourage you to. I really, really do. You know, it's an awesome gravesite. You know, the Grand Lodge that put that up, my hat is off to you. It is beautiful. It is totally beautiful. We're here to stay. Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons, Black, Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons. We're here to stay. We're not going nowhere. And you should respect that. You should enjoy the craft. You should love on the craft. And my passion is that we all do that. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. You know, you should enjoy the craft and stop trying to cut somebody else down to build yourself up. If you are out to cut somebody down to build yourself up, to think that your Grand Lodge is better than theirs, you've already lost. Hear me clearly. If you are out to cut somebody else's down to build yourself up, you have already lost. Oh, you can't come visit. You can't. That's dead. That's gone. That's old. That's played over, you know. If you are friends with someone who's always on you about coming into their jurisdiction, bro, you need to come on over here. You got salt in your eyes. You know, you need to come on over here and get healed. You know, look, let them go. That's your boy. I know that's your boy. I don't like how they dog turn. Oh, no. Oh, bruh. It's called ignorance. You know, Trayvon Martin, his father is a part of Modern Free. He's a Mason. Now, whether you like how they got started, rhythm or not, that brother is first a black man. Secondly, he's a Mason. And you tripping? That lets me know that you're not quite right. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. If you're tripping on the fact that Trayvon Martin's father is a Modern Free Mason, Modern Free or International Mason, and you tripping on that, that tells me a lot about who you are. You shouldn't even be a Mason, nor should you even be ready and prepared. No. You know, with the fact that the man is first black, secondly, he's a Mason, says everything to me. Everything. That's all I need to know about that man. Taking care of his family, even though if his wife and himself was divorced at the time, I don't know. But hey, that's my brother. That's how I see him. I see him as my brother. And next I see him as a Mason. You could take that or let it alone. It's crazy. I saw it. I saw what they said about him, and that's the craziest thing. That's the craziest thing. Woo, we went down on pipe. Woo! Anyway, brothers, other crafts, sisters of the order, you know, I hope that you got something out of this evening. And I'm going to do what Teddy said. You know, I think I better let it go. So I'm going to let it go. You enjoy your evening, and always stay out the bushes and keep your light on. All right? Peace.